Traders of the currency market are still puzzled after the meetings held by the Fed and the European central banks. European currencies stagnated despite the publication of important reports. The pound sterling opened the trading day on not a very positive note. The UK retail sales report unveiled the same decline as in the previous period, whereas economists had expected a drop of 5.3%. Notably, the previous data was upwardly revised to minus 5.9 from a minus 6.1. Nevertheless, the pound sterling showed just an insignificant decrease, as it was supported by the rising euro. The fact is that the Eurozone preliminary PMI data turned out to be better than anticipated. In particular, the manufacturing PMI increased to 47.8 points from a 47.1 instead of falling to 46.6 points. Meanwhile, the services PMI rose to 49.1 points from a 48.5 against the expectations of a decline to 48.3 points. As a result, the composite PMI climbed to 48.8 from a 47.8 points instead of dropping to 47.5 points. In the UK, the situation is a bit different. This led to a slight decline in the pound sterling. Thus, the manufacturing PMI slumped to 44.7 points from 46.5. Economists had foreseen a smaller decrease to 46.3. The services PMI significantly exceeded the forecast instead of dropping to 48.3 from a 48.8. It jumped to 50 points. Against this backdrop, the composite PMI advanced to 49 points from 48.2 instead of sliding to 47.7 points. It's highly possible that until the US rate, the market situation will remain the same. Even the Eurozone's final inflation figures failed to attract traders. Notably, the consumer price growth slackened to 10.1% from a 10.6 instead of falling to 10%. Traders also took into account the fact that at the press conference, Christine Lagarde announced almost the same figure when she was talking about inflation slackening. During the US rate, the greenback is likely to rise even higher against the pound sterling. The euro is expected to return to the low recorded yesterday. Such a situation could be explained by the US preliminary PMI data, which is expected to be considerably better than in Europe. On the chart, we see that the euro was in demand amid the news flow. However, such activity failed to change the market situation. The quote just jumped above 1.07 and then dropped rapidly. In fact, we see stagnation at the peak of the uptrend. Under the current conditions, the price consolidation above 1.07, at least on the 4-hour chart, may point to the continuation of the upward trend. In the event of this, the euro may climb to 1.08. In the case of the alternative scenario, the current range will be considered a ground for a correctional movement. This scenario will become possible if the price fails to consolidate above 1.07. Unlike the euro, the pound sterling slumped by 150 pips just in one moment. As a result, the quote touched the level of 1.2150, which led to a rebound. At the beginning of the European session, the pound sterling resumed losing value and broke 1.2150. The price settlement below this level is boosting the likelihood of a deeper decline to the psychological level of 1.20. And that's all for now. We keep monitoring the financial market situation. Subscribe to our channel and see you in several hours. We will take a close look at the US trading session.